Hello everyone. Welcome to the first year engineering course. I, Professor Latika Bavankar, is going to teach you linear algebra and stochastic process. So syllabus for this is unit number 1 is matrices, unit number 2 is application of matrices, unit number 3 is vector spaces and inner product space, unit 4 is probability and random variable, unit 5 is probability distribution and unit 6 is stochastic process. So teaching scheme and examination scheme for this subject is 4 hours per week are the lectures and tutorial is for 1 hour. In same exam and then total credits will be given for this subject is 5. So in same examination scheme is in same examination will be of 30 marks and same examination is of 50 marks. Your continuous assessment test which is on your 1 or 2 unit or it depends on 3 units also depending on the time. So it is of 20 marks. So total 100 marks is for INSEM, ENSEM and TAT and 25 marks is given for tutorial. So total marks is for the subject is 125. Then course objectives are to describe and recall basics of linear algebra and stochastic process, to understand the concept for solving problems based on linear algebra and stochastic process in the universe, to apply core concept for the solution of engineering problems based on linear algebra and stochastic process, to analyze the problems of which kind and their solution methods available in linear algebra and stochastic process and use to a particular method for finding a solution in the engineering field. So at the end of after learning this course, students are able to understand. These are the course outcomes. So students are able to know and recall the basics of linear algebra and stochastic process, understand the concept used for solving problems based on linear algebra and stochastic process in the universe, then apply core concept for the solution of engineering problem based on linear algebra and stochastic process, analyze the problems of which kind and their solution methods available in linear algebra and stochastic process, and use a particular method for finding a solution in the engineering field. Now unit 1 is of matrices. So today we are going to see some basic concept of matrices. So after learning this unit, the course outcome for this unit is student will be able to define the term matrix, then find the rank of the matrix and use it to decide the nature of solution of a linear system. Demonstrate an understanding of how to translate a linear system into a matrix form. Then determine whether the matrix is an orthogonal or not. Find eigenvalues and eigenvector and use them in applications problem. Then unit 1 for introduction is this term matrix was introduced by the 19th century English mathematician James Sylvester, but it was his friend the mathematician Arthur Cayley who developed the algebraic aspect of matrices in 2 papers in the 1850s. So Cayley first applied them to the study of system of linear equation, where they are still very useful. They are also important because as Cayley recognized certain sets of matrices form algebraic systems in which many of the ordinary laws of arithmetics, example associative and distributive laws, are valid, but in which other laws are not valid. So historically it was not the matrix but a number associated with a square array of numbers called the determinant that was first recognized. Only gradually did the idea of the matrix as an algebraic entity emerge. Applications of matrices are found in most scientific fields. So these are the applications of matrices in every branch of physics, optics, electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, quantum electrodynamics. They are used to study physical phenomena such as the motion of rigid bodies. Then matrices have also come to have important application in computer graphics, where they have been used to represent rotation, transformations of images. for 2D and 3D model. Then matrices have wide applications in engineering, physics, economics and statistics, as well as various branches of mathematics also. In probability theory, statistics, stochastic matrices are used to describe sets of probabilities. So in circuit theory also matrices are used to solve for voltage and current. In electromagnetic field theory, which is a fundamental course for communication engineering, conception of divergence and curl are important. For other field of engineering, computer memory extensively uses the conception of partition of matrices. And if the matrices size gets larger than the space of computer memory, it divides the matrices into submatrices and does calculation. So matrices can be cleverly used in cryptography. It is used in MATLAB also. It is used in evaluation theory. So there are various use of this matrices. So first we see what is the definition of matrix. An arrangement of mn element are arranged in m rows and n columns, then enclosed by bracket, called matrix of order m cross n, and it is denoted by the capital letter and its elements are denoted by small letter. So if A11, A12, A13, so if A11, A12, A13, A1n, these are the elements of matrices arranged in a square bracket, and in short it is denoted by AMN. So examples of this matrix is 0, 1, minus 1, 0. What is the order of this matrix? Number of rows are 2 and number of columns are 2. So this matrix is of 2 cross 2. Here number of rows are 3 and number of columns are 3. So it is 3 cross 3 matrix. So types of matrices, first row matrix or vector. Row matrix means it has only one row, any number of columns it has. Column matrix means it has only one column, any number of only one column or any number of rows. Zero matrix or null matrix means all the elements are zero. Then rectangular matrix means number of rows is not equal to number of column. Then square matrix, in square matrix number of rows is equal to number of columns. For example, 2 cross 2 matrix, 3 cross 3 matrix, 4 cross 4 matrix. So these are nothing but the square matrices, 4 cross 4, 5 cross 5 and so on. Next, diagonal matrix. In diagonal matrix, only diagonal elements are present, non-diagonal elements are 0. So this is called as diagonal matrix. That diagonal element may be anything. So unit or identity matrix. This is one type of diagonal matrix, but all diagonal elements are same. That is, in a unit or identity matrix, it is only 1, 1. So all diagonal elements are 1, 1. Then it is called as identity matrix. Next, symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix means a matrix is said to be symmetric if Aij is equal to Abi. Aj means element above the diagonal and element below this diagonal are same. So here we have 3, 3. This minus 1 is repeated, 3, 3 is repeated, this 3, 3 is repeated. So this is called as symmetric matrix. Next is skew symmetric matrix. So in skew symmetric matrix, element above the diagonal has change in a sign. That is, Aij is equal to minus of Abi. Then that matrix is called as skew symmetric, and one more condition is there, Aii, that is diagonal element must be 0. In short, this is important, A transpose is equal to minus of A. So if this is the matrix, such is the condition there, then we call that matrix as skew symmetric matrix. Then scalar matrix. Scalar matrix means a diagonal matrix. Again it is a diagonal matrix, but all the diagonal elements are same. Not necessary it must be 2, 2, 2 or 3, 3, 3. It may be 1, 1, 1 also. So identity matrix is one type of scalar matrix. Then upper triangular matrix. In upper triangular matrix, we get element only in upper triangular form. Lower elements are always 0. So upper triangular matrix means element below the diagonal are 0. So these elements are 0. Then lower triangular matrix means we get triangle at the lower part, means element above the diagonal are 0. So this is called as lower triangular matrix. Then singular matrix. In singular matrix, determinant of A is always equal to 0. So if we find out determinant of A, means singular matrix must be a square matrix, then only we can find out its determinant. So determinant of that matrix must be equal to 0. Non-singular means determinant is not equal to 0. Then non-singular means same, determinant is not equal to 0. So again condition must be, it must be a square matrix. If we have any square matrix, we can find out its determinant. So determinant of that square matrix must be not equal to 0. Determinant of square matrix is not equal to 0. Then elementary transformation. So in this chapter we are going to use elementary transformation of either row or column. So interchanging of any two rows or columns to find out elementary transformation. Then multiplication of a row by column, row or column by a non-zero number, or addition of constant multiple of the elements of any row or a column to the corresponding element of any other row or column. So this we are going to use elementary transformation in this complete unit. So these are the types of matrices and definition of matrices. We will see first topic of this unit, that is rank of a matrix, in next lecture. So if you have any doubt in this, you can comment me in comment box, or you can WhatsApp me personally. Thank you.